Gamer Gacha. Game on.
Hello everyone and welcome back. Engineer Saito here, and today I'll be playing Mega Man 2 in the Wily Wars version. It's been a year since I last played Mega Man, so it's gonna be nice playing Mega Man again after such a long time. And becoming engineer will work as the first stage is gonna be mechanical related. Last time there were pauses in between when playing Mega Man, but with quick change, I can simply change with no problem. Just have to be ready for the glitches that will be coming after this. But either way, let's begin playing the game. Mega Man, the Wily Wars. But this time I'll be playing Mega Man 2. Yup, here we go. In the year of 200X, a super robot named Mega Man was created. Dr. Light created Mega Man to stop the evil desires of Dr. Wily. However, after his defeat, Dr. Wily created 8 of his own robots to counter Mega Man. Yep, and because of that, so begins the new adventures of Mega Man, with it being called Mega Man 2. So with that being said, let's begin playing. First we're gonna deal with Metal Man. Man, it took some time to find him. Okay, Mega Man 2 is a 1988 action platform game developed and published by Capcom for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It was released in Japan in 1988 and in North America and PAL regions the following years. Mega Man 2 continues Mega Man's battle against the evil Dr. Wily and his rogue robots. It introduces graphical and gameplay changes, many of which became series staples. Ow! I gotta be careful. If I can please be careful. Although sales for the original Mega Man were unimpressive, Capcom allowed the team to create a sequel. They worked concurrently on other Capcom projects, using their free time to develop the game, using unused content from the first game. Takashi Tateishi composed the soundtrack with Yoshihiro Sakaguchi serving as a sound programmer. Oh man, these moles are annoying. I'm gonna get hit continuously. Mega Man 2 is the second best-selling Mega Man game with more than 1.51 million copies sold. Critics praised its audio, visuals, and gameplays as an improvement over the first game. Many publications rank Mega Man 2 as the best game in the series and one of the greatest video games of all time. The game's soundtrack has also been considered one of the greatest video game soundtracks of all time. It has been included in several game compilations such as Mega Man Legacy Collection, re-released for mobile devices and becoming a part of console emulation services. A sequel, Mega Man 3, was released in 1990, but I will talk about that when I play Mega Man 3. First, we're going through Metal Man stage. Metal Man stage takes place inside an industrial facility and is one of the first stages in the series to have an animated background in the form of all the red gears and contraptions. Conveyor belts are also introduced for the first time in the series and are unique to this stage. The stage has also another gimmick that is featured only in the beginning, that is called the presses. These 5 spike traps hang high in the ceiling and wait for Mega Man to get close before slamming down, capable of killing Mega Man in 4 hits. Yeah, you just saw that. Once they fall, they will slowly pull themselves back up. They can't be destroyed but can be frozen using Time Stopper, which I don't have. Their chains can also be jumped through only if the press is reeling upwards. Yeah, that's true. These blockies are really annoying. They can be defeated in 2 hits, but that was only if they open yet. By the way, to get this E-Tank, you have to sacrifice your health, because I don't have the item. So with that being said, Geronimo! And I'm back here again. Well, it can't be helped. I did sacrifice my life to get an E-Tank. E-Tanks are, well, they're not that very rare, but they can be found only in certain stages. I can get multiple E-Tanks, but I just had to sacrifice one. I just couldn't help it. I wanted 100% completion. Okay, first boss that we are going to face is Metal Man. Metal Man is a robot master from Mega Man 2. He was the first robot master built by Dr. Wily, created specifically for combat in his revenge against Mega Man. Wily based Metal Man's design on Cut Man. His special weapon is the Metal Blade, which is a large razor-sharp circular saw blade made of ceramic titanium that can throw at a high speed with deadly accuracy. His lightweight design also grants him high agility, but because of a design flaw, Metal Man is particularly vulnerable to Mega Man's Mega Buster and to his own metal blades. Wow, talk about a design flaw. Like I said, Metal Man is most infamous amongst players for being killed with 2 hits, 1 hit on the normal difficulty, from his own weapon when fighting him for the second time in Mega Man 2, which was added as a secret trick to make the game more captivating. Also, a glitch in the Game Boy game Mega Man 2, the remake version, can leave Metal Man stuck in the walls, making him heartless and rendering his battle unlosable. And here we have going to fight the boss of the game, Metal Man. While Metal Man is a quick and efficient worker, he possesses a drive with having something of a reputation among his colleagues for being sarcastic, shrewd, and often untrustworthy. Directly relating to his skill with throwing his blades, he enjoys playing with frisbees in his spare time, relating to his skill with throwing his blades. Well, but dislikes it when dogs get in his way by catching them. When Dr. Light saw Metal Man for the first time, he remarked that he was the dentist of the future, considering his forehead looks like something that dentist wears. Okay, so Metal Man's room has a conveyor belt for a floor that will always travel in one direction. Every 6 seconds or so, the screen briefly flashes to indicate the conveyor belt switching directions. Metal Man stays on one side running in place. When the player shoots, Metal Man jumps up to one of 3 heights. On the way down, he will throw 1 to 3 metal blades in rapid succession at the player. Depending on which height he jumps, he can also attack on his own if the player waits too long. If the player gets too close to Metal Man, he will leap to the other side of the room to gain distance. Throwing a metal blade at the peak of his jump, the player can either choose to fight from afar or up close. The latter strategy making Metal Man continuously jump back and forth along the arena, though each method requires a lot of metal blade dodging. While I want to continue explaining about him, he has been defeated, and I just had 1 point of health left. And with this, I have equipped Metal Blade. Alright, time to save. And now let's go to Bubble Man stage. Quick change. Alright then. Bubble Man stage takes place within a waterfall area with many rushing waterfalls making up the background. While not the first stage in the series to have water, it is the first stage to contain water physics. Once Mega Man goes underwater, he can jump much higher thanks to the buoyancy. I don't know how to pronounce this. However, this trait also affects enemies and projectiles that are influenced by gravity. The underwater segments also have black spikes on the ceiling to limit the player's jumping abilities. There is also another gimmick unique to the stage, and that are the red platforms. After the first set of Karogs, a row of 5 platforms will have to be crossed. However, once 2 are on, they will immediately fall down to drop players who stand on it for too long. Ouch. Yeah, so I have to be very, very careful when dealing with this. Bubble Man stage has water, and like I said before, in every single game that has water, I hate water. I just don't understand why I have to deal with this every time. In any case, let's talk about Bubble Man. Bubble Man is a robot master, and he is the first aquatic robot master created by Dr. Wily for underwater combat. However, a defect in his system made him unable to walk on land, being only able to move by jumping akin to a frog. When Wily noticed this, he couldn't help but laugh. Despite this flaw, Bubble Man is at home in the water, being able to swim at a remarkable speed. Bubble Man attacks with normal shots from a cannon on his left arm and can fire his special weapon called the Bubble Lead from both the aforementioned arm cannon and a special bubble gun on top of his head. Bubble Man can utilize the bubbles for several different purposes, including hitting opponents with bursts of small bubbles and blowing larger and more durable bubbles to either wrap opponents inside to trap them temporarily, or for Bubble Man himself to hide in as his own personal shield. Despite often being the butt of jokes due to his design flaws, Bubble Man is an affable and high-spirited individual, but has a bad habit of lavishly spending money when he has it. He kind of reminds me of another robot that was in Mega Man 1. He enjoys bathing in hot springs in his spare time, but much like the later introduced Wave Man in the upcoming Mega Man game, has a vehement dislike for water pollution, especially oil slick. Well, and now we're going to deal with the Bubble Man. And here he is. Bubble Man's room is underwater and a spike layered on the ceiling. Bubble Man starts his pattern by firing 1 to 3 bouncing bubble leads from his head gun. They bounce high enough that the player has to stand in a way, so they bounce over Mega Man. Once he shoots the last bubble, he starts swinging down into a height above Mega Man and then float back down the ground. And like I said, I want to continue, but he has been defeated. And with this, I got Bubble Lead. Now we're going to deal with Heatman. Quick change. Now then, let's begin. Heatman's stage takes place inside tunnels with magma. Disguised as a sewer system to the outside world, there is lava running through the silver pipes, and touching this lava will instantly kill Mega Man. However, the real attraction of the stage are its unique use of appearing blocks, the vanishing blocks that appears every time. Introduced in its own room, these blocks will later be used to climb tall blockades while fighting off tellies, the tellies that you are seeing right now actually. Some of these blockades have breakable walls that Crash Bomber can blow up, opening up quick shortcuts, but I don't have that ability, so that can't be helped. The final appearing block section is definitely the hardest, and you'll know why, as the timing and amount is unlike any other appearing block timing in the series. This long section has a lot of trap jumps where the player has to jump straight up so the following appearing blocks catches you. Though most of them are in the starting area, the rest are these simple jumps over lava, though the last trap jump will appear on the third of the low blocks that hang over a pit. This long section can be skipped entirely if the player uses item 2 to cross the following lava and pit. Beating this stage will additionally reward the player with atomic fire and item 1. And I'm telling you this now because I did a lot of research about this game. I mean, I have to do a lot of research if I am to pass through this stage with not too many problems, you know. Now let me explain to you about Heatman. Heatman is a combat robot master created by Dr. Wily based on Fireman's design. His body has a box-like shape which resembles a Zippo lighter, with a lid that Heatman can use to retract his head into for additional protection, but it can sometimes close down onto him unintentionally. Heatman is designed to be highly resistant to sources of heat including fire and magma, and has a dial in his back that regulates the power of his flame, which few are aware of. Yeah, even I wasn't aware of that. His special weapon is the atomic fire, a heat-based weapon powered by highly compressed nuclear energy which can be charged to produce bursts of fire at temperature of up to 12,000 degrees Celsius, 21,632 degrees Fahrenheit. He can also spit fire from his mouth and project enormous fire blasts from his hands. Heatman's favorite attack is to first surround himself in flames for protection, making him invulnerable for a short time, before charging at his opponents at high speed from across the area, causing major damage to his foes by crashing into them. Whilst Heatman lacks enthusiasm for his line of work, he is carefree and happy to work at his own pace in doing so. He enjoys summer barbecue but has a dislike of water, and I know why, and cold things such as ice cream. And here we go, Heatman. Heatman is one of the easiest bosses in the game. If left alone, he stands still and can throw a trio of 3 fireballs, each in slightly different trajectories, and they will temporarily erupt into small flames upon touching the ground. Strength he throws them is based on the player proximity. To dodge, the player must do a short hop over the low one at far end or simply walk away if they are close to Heatman. And like I said, again, that I want to explain more, but I have defeated Heatman. Get equipped with atomic fire. And Dr. Light has created a new, item for me. Item 1 completed. Alright, now the next robot master is Woodman. Quick change. Let's begin. Woodman's stage starts in a forest area before going underground and above the canopies, whereas all other stages have at least one dedicated gimmick to them. This stage has no gimmick other than a few pits. However, it is a fully dedicated combat stage with a lot of enemies native to this stage, and even introduces the series' very first mid-boss, the Frienders, who are also the only mid-bosses in Mega Man 2. You'll see them close soon enough, because the Frienders are actually wolf-like enemies. Okay, so let me explain about Woodman. Woodman is a combat robot monster. Why did I say monster? It's master. And there it is, Friender. Like I said, wolf-type enemy. It's a combat robot master created by Dr. Albert W. Wily using natural Japanese cypresses. He has a very unique design due to his body being made almost completely out of wood, including his internal mechanism, along with a thin coating of metal for extra protection. Because of this, Woodman has great strength and resistance against physical blows, but is somewhat slow and highly vulnerable to fire and cutting weaponry, which I have, by the way. His special weapon is a leaf shear, leaf-shaped pieces of ceratanium that are sharpened around the edges and levitated using electromagnetism that can be used to protect himself and attack enemies in different ways, including launching them in rings of 4 or 8 and summoning them down from the ceiling to fall down onto the target. Due to his flammable construction, his primary weakness is the atomic fire, which I have. Woodman is apparently one of Dr. Wily's favorite robots due to his unique, resilient design and according to the amount of time he has been called into action against Mega Man. Never thought Dr. Wily would even have a favorite, considering his evil and all. Woodman is kind to his subordinates, especially the animal-based robots that guard his stage, but is easily offended and has little tolerance for those who harm nature. Well, considering he is Woodman, it's only possible. Woodman enjoys the world's natural beauty and often goes hiking and mountaineering in his spare time. Does he even have spare time if he's created by Dr. Wily? Woodman is actually one of the hardest bosses in the game. He first creates a leaf shield around him which blocks all attacks. During the few seconds he has it on. He throws some leaves into the air, then he'll throw the leaf shield forward, which hits really hard and must be avoided by jumping forward. Shortly after, Woodman jumps a short distance toward the player and the leaves come down from the ceiling, staying together in a fast motion. Once the leaves disappear, Woodman creates another leaf shield. Although the leaf shield blocks all attacks, Mega Man is able to shoot through the shield if he is close enough that his buster hand goes past the shield and reaches Woodman. And here we have the next boss, Woodman. This shooting shield through shield technique is required to defeat him buster only without taking damage. Occasionally, Woodman may actually do a higher jump in a way that makes it much easier to run under him, though it's unknown what causes him to do this. By the way, he can be defeated by atomic fire in just 2 hits. Well, 2 charged hits actually. And there you go. Woodman has been defeated. And defeating him gave me Leaf Shield. I guess with this I'll end up here. Thanks for watching, everyone. Well, that sure was challenging. Dodging the press in the first stage, which I failed miserably, sacrificing one of my life for the E-tank, dealing with water again, navigating the vanishing blocks without falling off, and going through the forest both above and below. I mean, it's nothing surprising compared to the first one, but the enemies are the biggest obstacles for me. Thanks to Metal Blade, few of them can be taken care of with no prob, but many other enemies require a lot more hits and have a hard time hitting and dodging at the same time. Though I do that already in other games, Mega Man is an exception. But either way, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for next week's reminder. Until then, I'll see you all in the next video. Take care and see you later. Now then, time to use Mega Man abilities for my own amusement. Like Bubble Lead! Bubble Lead! Bubble Lead! Ah! Oh no, wait, I can fix this. Metal Blade!